welcome back to another video. Thank you for hitting that play button. Today I just want to talk about my previous experiences with owning a C6 Corvette. All right, let's get it. Okay, so previous ownership of my C6 Corvette. It was great. I had the lower level of the C6. It was it didn't have heads-up display, none of the bells and whistles. It wasn't a Z51 or anything like that. It had around 430 horsepower, 430 foot-pounds of torque, but it was a fantastic vehicle. I loved it. It was very, very dependable. I would take it back to the dealership, my local dealership here in Texas, and get whatever oil changes I needed to get done. I would always do Mobile One, and always do right around 3,000 miles, I would get it changed like clockwork. 3,000 miles, oil change, and always Mobile One. So the car, the engine, transmission, differential, everything was fantastic. Now, getting to the issues that I had with that car. Actually, let me go back a little bit. It was a 2008 Jetstream Blue. It had I think it was the first year of the LS3. They dropped the LS3 in there, and it was a 6.2 liter V8. Going back to the issues that I had with the vehicle. I had issues sometimes getting it out of park, and it was weird. I was like, what is going on? It would not get out of park sometimes. And I'd sit there and try to flick the controller that releases it. You have to hit the button, because it was a 6-speed automatic. You have to hit the button and then pull the gear shifter back or forward, reverse, whatever you want to do, and it would never work. So I would just keep clicking it to try to get it to release. I started doing some research online, and I saw that some other people were having issues with the locking mechanism at the bottom of the gear shift. When you push that button on the front of it, it's supposed to activate. It's supposed to, first off, read that you have your foot on the brake, and then after that, there's a release on the bottom that when you hit that, it reads it, your foot on the brake, and then it releases this manual release underneath the gear shift itself. And then it allows you to move the gear shifter, reverse, drive, whatever you needed to do. So mine was getting stuck. It wasn't working. It was like a relay or an actuator down there. It just wouldn't release. And guys were saying, well, you could take the whole, that part of the console out, take it out, and either cut that off or replace the relay. But there's no guarantee that it'll last with that fix. It may happen again after a few years. So I was like, man, this freaking sucks. So my only thing, I was thinking of doing, I never did it, but my thing was probably to do was go down there and cut that little detent off, and that way I would never have problems getting it out of park. So, all right, what was some of the other issues? Let's see here. So shortly after I bought the car, my headlights stopped working. You know how you have the automatic headlights or whatever, it reads when it's getting dark, automatic headlights, and it'll come on. Well, mine started, it didn't want to come on. It didn't want to work. And I was like, what is going on here? But when I turned on my brights, the lights would come on. So I knew it wasn't the bulbs, everything was fine. So I was like, what is going on here? That's weird. So then I ended up looking it up online, and then I saw that there was a recall for it. And it was something about the fuse box or something like that getting too hot or something, and it would affect the actual mechanism or whatever for the lights. So long story short, I took it back to the dealership. They had it for a little bit and fixed it pretty quick, actually. And then it worked from then on. I never had any issues. So that's pretty cool. I like how no matter because the car was way out of warranty by the time I got it. But I like how no matter what, if there's a recall on it, take it back to the dealership and they fix it. So that was great. Also with my headlights, during the ending part of my ownership, the lenses on the headlights started to, fade out, get all fogged up looking, and it started looking crappy. One thing you could do is those lenses, you can take them off, and you can take the headlight out and replace just those lenses, but it's a lot of work. Or you buy something where you can recondition it and it'll last for a little bit, but it's gonna come back later. So just issues that I think that it happens. I guess with older vehicles, it's just gonna happen. It's eventually gonna happen. So the only thing you can do, to alleviate it and have it last a lot longer, is just replace the headlights. Aftermarket companies that have different types of headlights that you can get. You can upgrade to I think they have some C7 lights, go to Vet lights. They do a good job of having different types of light kits and side marker lamps and all that stuff, LED lights. I know they have a kit for the C6s like that. My hood, my engine compartment hood, my hood would get discolored. And I didn't know why. Why is my hood kind of discolored? It was weird. So it was almost like a square. It was like heat marks or something on my hood, and it was in a square pattern. I don't know what was going on, but it would have these, underneath the paint a little bit, you see it looked like heat marks basically. And it was one on the left side, one on the right side, and it started just very little, and it was just a little mark, and that was it. Then it got longer and longer and longer, and then it became the other side. So I never knew what was going on. I took it to the dealership, and they said they didn't know what was going on. There was no recall for it, so the only thing I could do was repaint the whole hood if I wanted to, and that would alleviate the problem. But I just I kept waxing it, and it got better and better. And then I never really had issues. I didn't really worry about it. Basically, it started happening a little bit, and it wasn't until you got up on the vehicle and really looked at it you could see it. So it wasn't a big problem for me. Something that I want to mention in this video, that is an issue that I had with mine. C6. Let's see here. Okay, so on the outside, my window trim around my front windshield, it started on the little, right by the A-pillars, it started coming apart a little bit, started separating. So I was like, what is this? And so whenever I wash my car, it would just separate sometime, and they'd be flapping. I get on the road sometimes, they flap in the wind. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And it was just a trim that was around the A-pillar going up around the windshield on the outside of the car. So I ended up taking it to my dealership, and they fixed the problem. So it was, I think he did it. I think he did it at no charge. He didn't even charge me for it. And they fixed it, no issues. And I never had any issues after that. So that was a good deal. Okay, so again, this happened later during my ownership of the vehicle. I noticed sometimes when I would wash my car, water started to seep in right where the door seal meets the body of the car, the A-pillar of the car or whatever. And when it was right at the top, where the glass is, where it meets the A-pillar. So it started leaking there sometime when I would wash my car. But it wasn't a lot, it was just a little here and there. And I was thinking, if I wanted to alleviate that problem, all I had to do was basically, just replace that trim on the car. So, and basically, that was it. I didn't really have any other issues with that C6. The only big issue that I was having was sometimes, like I said, getting it out of park. That was the only thing that I was like, that kind of sucked for me, because it seemed like it started to get worse and worse and worse with time. The longer and longer I waited to get it fixed, it seemed like it started getting worse and worse. At first it was like every once in a while, and then it was like getting a little more frequent, and then towards the end it was like getting worse. I mean, big time. It was like I'm sitting here, you know, at a convenience store, and I'm trying to get my, you know, car out of park, and I'm just sitting there and it's not working. So I just had to keep playing with it, and then finally it would go into drive. So man, it's weird. If you guys are thinking about getting a C6, I would get a 2008 and latter, or if I was to get another C6, well, I would say, yeah, you know, I would say a 2008 and on. That's what I would get. 2008, 2009, 10. That's what I would get. Yeah, I like those cars. They're a really good platform. If I was to get one again, I would definitely get the LT2 version, because I like the heads-up display and everything. I think that would be the way to go. And the Z51 package, I think that'd be the way to go as well if I was to get another C6. Realistically speaking, it'd be the C6 Z06. The bang for the buck for that car would be the C6 Z06. It's awesome value right now. That car is ridiculous. So that's what I would probably get right now. All right, guys. Well, that is all I have. And thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. People that are watching right now, subscribe. Come on, subscribe. And like I said, it's free. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, because it helps the YouTube algorithms. Come on, the more people hit that thumbs up, it gets hit, it gets shipped, it gets sent to more people so they can see the great content. So yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I upload new videos. All right, see you guys in the next video. Peace.